welcome to week 6 of the XFL. We've got a live game today for you, the Arlington Renegades against the San Antonio Brahmas, which in essence is a playoff game between these two teams. The Brahmas really need a win today if they've got any hopes of getting through to the playoffs at the end of the season. And the Renegades, if they win today they're pretty much solidifying that second spot in the XFL South behind the Houston Roughnecks. So thank you very much for joining us if you have joined us. This is the NFL UK Ops live play-by-play reaction stream of the Arlington Renegades, who are 3-2 against the San Antonio Brahmas, 1-4 in week 6 of the XFL. Let us know where you are watching today's game from and who you're backing in this game. Are you Renegades or Brahmas? Let us know in the comments. The more interaction that we have, the better the stream. So come and say hi and come and give your opinions on the game. Looks like we're just about ready to kick off in this one. It's going to be the Renegades kicking off first to the Brahmas. It's returnable from the 5-yard line. And a decent return all the way up to around the 34. And that's where the Brahmas are going to start their first drive from. It's got Jawan Pass coming in at quarterback. There's no Jack Cohn today or Sinnott. So we've got Jawan Pass starting for the Brahmas today. So first and 10 for the Brahmas from their own 34-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle. And a decent first down run for 4 yards. So welcome, Adam. Thank you very much for joining us. Who's going to win? Personally, I want the Brahmas to win. But I believe that the Renegades will win. I think the Renegades has got a bit more about them, but you never know. It is as Heinz Ward has said himself, the Brahmas coach said it's like a playoff game today. So 2nd and 6. Again, it's a handoff again up the middle. Good hard running. Another 4 yards. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and short. So Adam's also going with the Brahmas because they're the underdogs. So America loves winners but believe in second chances. Well, fingers crossed. I mean, I'm just hoping for a better game than last week. Obviously, this is a rematch from last week, which finished 12-10 to the Renegades. Hopefully, we get a higher scoring game in this one. So it's 3rd and 2. It's a handoff again up the middle. And good push. Gains the first down just about for the Brahmas. So Andy's going, wants the Brahmas as well. JKT, thank you very much for joining us as well. Also going with the Brahmas. So quite a few of us backing the Brahmas. Hopefully they can get the job done and keep that division alive. Otherwise, it's really just between the Renegades and Roughnecks. So it's 1st and 10 for the Brahmas from their own 45-yard line. It's play action pass. 4 pass, and he's taken down on the sack. Looks to be a 4 or 5-yard loss on that play as well. So I can set up 2nd and 14. So both teams really struggled to get anything going last week in that matchup. They finished 12-10 to the Renegades. Sinnott came in for Jack Cohn and played pretty well up until getting an ankle injury that took him out of the game. Had Sinnott finished that game, I think the Brahmas would have won. Turned out that Cohn finished the game and now he's out for this game as well. So they've got 2 new quarterbacks in for this one. Starting off with Jawan Pass in at quarterback. What was going to be his first passing attempt was taken down on the sack off the play action. There's just an injury at the moment. It's got a break in play. But so far we've talked about who we want to win or who we're backing in this one. So let us know your score predictions in the comments as well. I'll put my score prediction in. I'm sure Andy will put his in as well. I'm going with Renegades 22, Brahmas 18, I think. Yeah, Renegades 22, Brahmas 18. I want to say I want the Brahmas to win this one, just to keep that division alive, because otherwise Renegades will advance to 4-2, Brahmas 1-5, and of course in that division is also the Orlando Guardians at 0-6 already. It pretty much ends that division and set up a Roughnecks and Renegades semi-final when we get later into April. So hopefully Brahmas can keep this division alive by winning today. So Andy's going Brahmas 27-24 in overtime. We haven't had an overtime result yet, so we haven't seen any attempts, which more like a penalty shootout situation. We haven't had that opportunity yet. Maybe today is the day. So if you are to join us, make sure you come and say hi. Let us know your thoughts, opinions on this game, the XFL or the NFL. We're here just to talk football, so all fans are welcome. So just come and interact in the chat. The better the chats with more people in it. So come and say hi, give your opinions. Just slightly extended delay, obviously, due to that injury to the Brahmas player. Just being helped off. So a mass of players out for the Brahmas today. So it would be an achievement if they can come away with the win in this one. So Adam's also going Renegades 18-12. Going head over heart there. So second and 14, quick pass behind the receiver. Looked like he was trying to set up a screen. But passer's pass was behind the receiver. That's going to get confusing. I think might be a bit of nervousness there. I've seen high school football better. XFL sucks. I like it. It's entertaining and it fills the gap, obviously, that is left by the NFL. But everyone's open to their opinion. Thanks for joining us, Mike. It's 3rd and 14. It's a completed pass. Managed to gain around 12 out of the 14 yards needed. It's going to set up a 4th and short. And I think the Brahmas are going to take the safe option and punt the ball.
I was going to say the cheerleaders are better at high school football, but they're better now.
So it is 4th and 2, and the Brahmas are going to punt.
Cancel.
And the punt's up. Fair catch is called for, but it does bounce into the end zone. So it is Kyle Sloter that's going to come out to start for the Renegades. Head coach of the Renegades did say that they do plan to play their other quarterback as well in this one. They said he deserves an opportunity. But Sloter it is that starts. So we're going to start its 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line with the punt bouncing into the end zone. It's a sweep right. It's completely stuffed by the Brahmas. That's a 4-yard loss. Great tackle. Going to set up 2nd and 14. So Sloter's in the shotgun. It's a handoff up the middle this time. Gains a yard if that. They're going to set up 3rd and long. Something that the Arlington Renegades have really struggled with, consistency to move the ball down the field this season. A very strong defence, but they haven't put too many points on the boards this season. It's a 3rd and 13. Sloter back in the shotgun. Snap back to him. He's looking to pass. Moves out to his right. Plenty of time to throw. Almost a diving catch past the sticks, but it hits the hands of the receiver, forced to the ground. And that's going to be 4th down and a punt. So 4th and 13. And the Renegades will punt. And the punt's up. It's returnable from about the 18-yard line. So the first down pass was sacked. So it's going to be 2nd and 14 now. Empty backfield for pass. Looking downfield. Makes a throw. And it is completed for a 20-yard gain. Finally, a longer pass downfield from pass.
Oh, no.
Quick pass out from pass. Managed to gain a couple of yards through the air.
Saying 3rd down. What's going on?
Bear with us having a bit of technical difficulty. So just having a bit of technical difficulty with the stream at the minute. It seems to have cut out. Just bear with us. So again, just apologies. Just trying to get the stream back up and running again. Just bear with us. Now we do seem to have got it back. The Brahmas down at the 20-yard line. And a completed pass down to the 10-yard line, which sets up a third down. Apologies about that. Score is still scoreless, though. It's still the same drive as before we lost the stream. Sets up a 3rd and 9. So it's 3rd and 9 from the 11-yard line for the Brahmas. Trips left formation, snap back 2 pass, loft a pass towards the end zone. It's over the heads of the receiver, which sets up a 4th down and likely a field goal attempt. So Kurt Benkert is the second quarterback for the Brahmas. So it's field goal attempt for the Brahmas. Straight down the middle, 29-yard field goal. We've got the first points of the game. The Brahmas lead 3-0 off of that field goal. So I've said, is cricket saves rounders? No. No, cricket, you've just got 2 wickets at either ends that you run. After you hit the ball, obviously you can score 4s, 6s. Then you just run in there. Rounders obviously got bases. Rounders is closer to baseball. But I think cricket has always been a bit too slow paced. And that's why it's never really kicked off properly in America. But I say rounders is more like baseball. So results we've obviously had in the XFL so far this week. The Sea Dragons won a close one, actually, against the Orlando Guardians yesterday, 26-19. And then the Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks, with a dominating performance over the Las Vegas Vipers. It looks like the Las Vegas Vipers and Guardians, obviously the basement boys of the 2 divisions, and could have the Guardians not winning a game all season. The Vipers, the one game they did win was obviously last week in a really good one, actually, between the Vipers and the Guardians. 67 points they shared between them. A lot of offense, not much defense, but an entertaining game. If you are with us, make sure you check out our latest video released earlier today, where we have a look at each of the 8 XFL teams and power rank those. And we also give our predictions on which of those teams will make the playoffs, where they'll finish in the division. So make sure you head over to our channel, watch that video, and let us know your thoughts. See if you agree with which teams we believe are going to make it through to the semi-finals and, of course, the championship game played in May. So I'd say cricket is boring. Can't watch it without beer. Test match can last 5 days. You do get... Actually, the games, some games that do go to 5 days are entertaining. Most games don't go 5 days now because teams can't bat long enough. Usually done within 3 days, usually. Obviously, they've tried to bring in quicker paced versions of cricket as well. Yeah, he said Battlehawks was a good win yesterday. They needed that win after 2 defeats against the DC Defenders. I do believe they've got the. I think they've got the Houston Roughnecks next week. I think the Battlehawks. So that'll be a good one to watch. Of course, a big game tomorrow as well. I'll come back to that in a second. Just I've got the kickoff. Returnable from the 10-yard line. Trucks a player over, keeps his legs going, managed to get to the 24-yard line. That's where the Renegades will start their second possession. But yeah, back to the Battlehawks. Yeah, needed the win. I think it's all going to come back down to how the Battlehawks go on against the Sea Dragons in week 9. I think that's going to be like a playoff game, sort of like this one, really. And whoever comes out on top of that game is the team that's going to get through to the semi-finals to play the DC Defenders for a chance to go to the championship. So 1st and 10, quick pass out to the receiver. It's complete, 3 yards. Thank you, Adam. Much appreciated. Do you agree with our picks of who we went with, or who do you think are the 4 teams that are going to get through to the semi-finals? Let us know in the comments. So 2nd and 7 for the Renegades. They're on their own 27-yard line. Snap back. Too slow. It's a flipped out pass that doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Loses a yard. It's going to set up a 3rd and 8. Potentially could be the last play of the first quarter as well. So 3rd and 8 from their own 26-yard line. Snap back to Slaughter. Time to throw, moves out to his right. Time to throw. Should have been caught from the receiver 15 yards downfield. So it went through his hands, hit the ground. There is a flag though.
Yeah, a bit of pass interference.
No, it's holding against the offense, so that will be declined. And that's going to set up 4th down and likely a punt. So it'll be 4th and 8. And it will be a punt for the Renegades, who yet again seem to really be stuttering on offense. The punt is up. Returnable from the 31-yard line. Still going down the sideline. He's up the sideline. And he's into Renegades territory all the way back to Renegades 35-yard line. There is a flag though. Usually holding on the return team if it is a flag.
No.
So it's the end of the first quarter, of course. Brahmas leading the game 3-0 off of the field goal.
I was considering challenging it. Yeah, the diabetes thing is correct. It's the end of the first quarter.
So based on that video that we did, Adam said sound picks. Not a lot of surprises. No, not in our opinion. I think obviously there's two really big games I think that's going to determine the end of season standings, and I think this is one of them, of course, in that South division. Renegades win today. They've almost secured 2nd spot already in the South. If the Brahmas win, they still keep their hopes alive. However, in the North division, I think that fight for 2nd spot between the Battlehawks and, of course, the Sea Dragons, I think that game in week 9, I think will determine who ends up getting through to the semi-finals from that division as well. Yeah, Sea Dragons best surprised it. Well, they're on a 4-game win streak. They look the hottest team at the minute, but can you trust DiNucci to not turn the ball over?
The audio's it's freezing every now and then, but the audio is right.
So we go, the Brahmas start from their own 28-yard line. They've put Benkert in at quarterback now. It's a handoff up the middle. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete on second down. So it's set up 3rd and 10 now. So 3rd and 10 from their own 28-yard line. It's empty backfield for Benkert. Snap back to him. Takes off running to the left. Makes a spin move and he goes down. It's going to be a 4th down. It's going to be another Brahmas punt. So Brahmas ready to punt. On 4th and 5. And the punt is up. Returnable from the 15-yard line. There's a flag. A bit of trickery. Doesn't work at all. They actually go backwards. There's a flag, though. They are going to punt again.
Now we're going to see the first punt again on the second punt.
And the punt is up. Returnable from the 28, straight down the middle. And almost returns it all the way back up to halfway. So good return. And now Drew Plitt comes out at quarterback for the Renegades. Plitt was, of course, the starter at the start of the season. See if he can get the Renegades rolling on offense. Doubles formation, snap back to Plitt, fires one in, and it is not complete. It looked like going down low, the receiver had it, he didn't. It hits the ground, it's going to be 2nd and 10. The Renegades have run 7 plays in today's game for -1 yard total. It pretty much sums up their offensive season so far, but somehow they've won 3 games. Snap back to Plitt. It's a handoff up the middle. Keeps legs just going and gains 3 yards. It's going to set up around a 3rd and 7. So the Arlington Renegades, who have struggled on offense all season, have won 3 games, but those 3 wins have also come against teams with losing records. They've beaten the Guardians, Vipers, and of course last week the Brahmas. So haven't been able to consistently do the job against teams with a winning record or better than them. So on 3rd and 7. Snap back to Plitt. He's looking to pass. Fires one in. I think it is complete. It is complete for 10 yards downfield. And it will take the Renegades into Brahmas territory. Finally, a pass completed downfield. And can the Renegades get on the board on this drive? So it's 1st and 10 for the Renegades. Clock ticking, just under 11 minutes left in the first half. Snap back to Plitt. Pump fakes. Looks down. He has got a receiver downfield open, but throws over the heads of both of his receivers. The ball falls incomplete and sets up a 2nd and 10. Snap back to Plitt. Looking downfield, fires it in. Gains around 5 yards on that pass. Is going to be 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and long again for the Renegades. You have to convert a 3rd and 9 now. So it's 3rd and 9 from the 41-yard line of the Brahmas. Snap back to Plitt. Fires in short. Only a 2-yard completion, though. There is a flag. And it's holding against the offense. And they do enforce it, so it's going to make it even more difficult to convert this one now. Hold on, Willie Beavers, offensive lineman for the Renegades. It looks like they're going to change their mind. They are going to decline it. So now the Renegades got a decision to make. Are they going to go for it on 4th down, just inside Brahmas territory? No, it doesn't look like they are. They're going to decide to punt instead. So 4th and 7, just inside Brahmas territory. The Renegades are going to punt. If the ball does go into the end zone, though, the Brahmas will have the ball on the 35-yard line. So Marquette King is going to have to be careful on this punt. There's a flag. It's a false start. I think that was a plan. See if they could make the Brahmas defense jump. They didn't jump. And what that does give them is another 5 yards to play with on the punt. And less of a risk, of course, of it going into the end zone, causing the penalty. And it's fair course to the 11-yard line for the Brahmas, so that's where they will start their next drive. Just while we are at a game break, if you are joining us, welcome to the live play-by-play reaction stream of the Renegades against the Brahmas in a big matchup in the XFL, as it's essentially playing for second spot in that XFL South division. Obviously the Houston Roughnecks running away with that division. These two teams playing for a chance to play them in the semi-finals. A big game tomorrow night, of course. It's a shame that wasn't this weekend, because we'd have definitely, if it had been possible to do the live stream of that game, we would have. It's the undefeated DC Defenders against the Houston Roughnecks, who lost their first game as an XFL franchise, actually, last week against the Seattle Sea Dragons. So it should be a really good matchup and gives an idea of exactly who is the better team out of those two. It could easily be a preview as well as to the two teams that are going to be in the championship game in May as well. So should be a really good one tomorrow night. Both of those teams, the Houston Roughnecks and the DC Defenders, look pretty set to win their divisions respectively and seem pretty sure to be making it through to the semi-finals. It's just those teams behind them who can obviously give themselves an opportunity in a one-game season in a semi-final, see if they can actually knock off the DC Defenders or the Houston Roughnecks. If you haven't already, make sure you check out our latest video released today, where we give our power rankings as to halfway through this season, and we give our predictions on who we believe will make it through to the playoffs and to that championship game in May. So make sure you check that video out. Head over to our channel. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our XFL or NFL content or live streams. And let us know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think we've got it right? Or do you see another team coming up towards the end of the season and making it through to the semi-finals? So this game so far, obviously, we've got a 3-0 scoreline. It seems to have followed a similar sort of pattern to last week's game between these two that finished a low-scoring 12-10 to the Renegades. Hopefully something can bring this game to life a bit when it does reconvene. So both teams so far in this game as well have played both of their quarterbacks. So it's going to be Ben Kurt that's back in at quarterback for the Brahmas. It's 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. Ben Kurt in the shotgun. It is a handoff up the middle. And a good first down run, gains around 5 yards. Clock around 8.5 minutes left in this first half. So it is 2nd and 5 from their own 17-yard line. Spread formation. It's a handoff again up the middle. Managed to gain around 3 yards. It's going to set up 3rd and short for the Brahmas. That's the sort of game plan that the Brahmas have tried to run for most of the season. Is a heavy running game. They ran a lot of heavy formations, tight formations at the start of the season. The team seemed to cotton on to that one. So they've tried to, in recent weeks, spread out the formation a bit, create those mismatches. So it's 3rd and 2. We have got a tight, heavy formation here, out the shotgun. It's going to be a pass play, and it should have been caught. And then to save it, getting bobbled up in the air and intercepted, the receiver battered it away from the defender. Should have been caught. You've got to help out your quarterback by catching that. He didn't. It sets up a 4th and 2 now. You've got to catch that from the receiver. It hit both of his hands. But it's going to be another Brahmas punt. And the punt is up. Returnable from the 30-yard line. Makes a player miss. Stays on his legs. Spins twice. Still going. Keeps his legs churning. And returns the ball almost up to the 50-yard line. Really good return. And again, the Renegades have the ball to start in really good field position. As of yet, they've not really got anything going on offense. Just one first down to show in this game so far for the Renegades. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Renegades. See who they have sent in at quarterback. So they've gone with Plitt again. Fakes the handoff. The ball is out. It's stripped. It's returnable from the 30 to the 20 to the 10. And it's into the end zone for the touchdown to the Brahmas. And that is a touchdown, a defensive fumble forced, scooped up from 35 yards out. And rumbles into the end zone for the Brahmas. So Plitt on the fake handoff gets the ball stripped. It's scooped up on the return. And the Brahmas now lead 9-0 with an opportunity to extend their lead even further now. Hines Ward jogging down the field in celebration as well, skipping. So how many extra points are the Brahmas going to go for? They're going to go for 2 extra points. It's an empty backfield. Juwan pass back in at quarterback. Snap back to him. Fires towards the end zone, way off target. High and wide of the intended receiver. But the Brahmas do lead 9-0. So it was a fake handoff. A QB keeper from Drew Plitt. But as soon as the fake came, he got absolutely leathered. The ball popped out, scooped up from 35 yards out, and ran into the end zone for the score. And the Brahmas lead 9-0. And now the Renegades are going to have to put something together on offense if they hope to get back into this game. You'd hope that it's going to be that spark for the Renegades team to try and get something going on offense to put some points on the board. Only 1 first down so far in this half for the Renegades. And if the Brahmas were to pull this win off, the Renegades would slip to 3-3. The Brahmas improved to 2-4, and just 1 game behind in the division. So let's know what your thoughts are on the XFL so far this season and what potentially the NFL should look to use. I know that the NFL are having a meeting in regards to possible rule changes and things. So what would be the one thing that you'd like to see them move into the NFL from the XFL potentially? For my own personal opinion, it'd be nice to see them use the transparency of the referees and the booth, and so that the fans at home can see that conversation that is happening and see the justification for the decisions that are made. Obviously, you might not agree with the decision if it's against your team that's playing, but at least it's all transparent. There's no accusations of it being fixed or scripted or anything like that. Hopefully that's something that could move into the NFL, if not next season, in future seasons. I think that will improve the fan experience as well to see that conversation happening. So Brahmas getting ready to kick the ball back to the Renegades. Just over 6.5 minutes left. The ball is up. Returnable from the 10-yard line. It's bobbled and scooped up, but then taken down around the 15-yard line. So the Renegades, who have had really good starting field positions in this game, don't have a good starting position this time, and it's Kyle Slaughter that comes back out at quarterback. So we have the QB merry-go-round go round one more time after that fumble from Drew Plitt on the last one. It's a handoff up the middle. Good first down run, gains 5 yards. It's 2nd and 5. It's another handoff. Only gains about a yard. It's going to set up 3rd and 4. The Renegades really need this. They need to get some sort of momentum going. Really struggling on offense again. Down 9 points. That, of course, in the XFL is only a 1 score with the ability to score a touchdown and go for 3 extra points. So we've got an empty backfield now for Slaughter. 3rd and 4 from their own 23. It's a first down for the Renegades. So it's 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Motions in the receiver from the right. Snap back to Slaughter. Fired into the receiver. It's caught. Gains around 7 yards. Renegades offense not scored a first half touchdown in 4 out of the 5 games this season. Third and 2 now. Snap back to Slaughter. Fired downfield, down the sideline. Looks like good defending from the cornerback. Knocks the ball out and away from the receiver. And that's going to set up 4th and short. And it is going to be another punt for the Renegades. So Marquette King is back out there to punt. So Terrell Bonds is the returner. Punt is up. Returnable from the 22-yard line. Gets hit immediately There is a flag, though. So just over 3 minutes left in the first half as well. The Brahmas lead 9-0. So 1st and 10 for the Brahmas from their own 22-yard line. It's a QB keeper from pass, takes off running. Managed to gain 3 yards on first down.
The coverage is just shit. I don't mean the streaming, I mean when they choose to show the game and not.
So that sets us up. 2nd down, 2nd and 7. Snap back to pass. Finds it to be running back out of the backfield. It is caught. Only gains around 2 yards though. It's going to set up 3rd and 5. Could be the last play before the 2-minute warning. So here we go, 3rd and 5. Empty backfield for Juwan pass. Play clock's down to 1.
Try it again. Too late.
Not sure if we got the timeout in time. Not sure if it is the 2-minute warning or they got the timeout in or it's a delay game. Not sure.
They're going to come on for 1 second.
So it was a timeout. 2 minutes and 1 seconds left in the first half. It's 3rd and 5 for the Brahmas. So it's 3rd and 5. Empty backfield for pass. Who's looking to pass downfield. Fires short. It's incomplete. Receiver wants a flag. Doesn't get it, though. That's going to be 4th and 5 at the 2-minute warning. So 4th and 5. And likely a Brahmas punt again. So not a lot of offense to talk about in this game so far. Very similar, as said before, to last week's game, where there was only 22 points in that one, with the Renegades coming out on top 12-10. The Brahmas leading this one 9-0. 6 of those points came off for the fumble and scooped up the score for 6. But the Renegades have done very, very little. And if it continues this way, obviously we're going into half-time with the Renegades, which will be 5 out of 6 games this season where they haven't scored a touchdown in the first half. Not good enough. But surprisingly, obviously, they have got a record of 3-2. They have won 3 games this season, having not scored many points. But those wins have come against the Orlando Guardians, Las Vegas Vipers, and of course the Brahmas last week as well. So it's hard to see, even if they do pull this win off against the Brahmas, it's hard to see how they would be strong competition to knock off the Houston Roughnecks in the semi-finals. Whereas obviously in the North Division, you've got the undefeated DC Defenders at 5-0. You've now got the Battlehawks and Sea Dragons at 4-2 each, fighting for that second spot in a much more competitive division. So looking at early in the game, we were sort of predicted what scores we thought this game was going to finish. Where I went for a Renegades 22, Brahmas 18. Very ambitious. And had I known that the Renegades, obviously, offense was going to play as it has done, I wouldn't have given them the credit of scoring 22 points. But there you go. You never know in the second half. Have to wait and see. Andy went with a Brahmas 27-24 in overtime win. And Adam, the 18-12 Renegades, which could still happen if the Renegades can get some offense going either now or in the second half. 18-12 is definitely still on the board. So we'll see after this punt whether the Renegades can get anything going to score points before half-time. So the punt is up. Returnable from the 15-yard line. Makes a move inside. But it's well tackled down around the 25-yard line with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in the first half. And it's Kyle Slaughter that does come back out at quarterback for the Renegades. It's a handoff up the middle. And it's an 8-yard gain on the ground. He's going to bring up 2nd and 2. Straight back up to the line for Slaughter. It's a handoff again, but he gets hit behind the line, but does very well to keep his legs going and actually gains a yard. This should be 3rd and 1. I think he's been hitting the crown jewels there. The running back Smith. So 1 minute and 16 seconds left on the clock.
Still holding on to him.
It's a 3rd and short for the Renegades. Empty backfield for Slaughter. Snap back to him. Looking to pass. Fires it in short. Hits the fingertips of the receiver and falls incomplete. And after a good first down run of 8 yards, looks like the Renegades are going to have to punt again. It's been a really poor showing from them on offense. You can't say it's been particularly... Yes, the Brahmas have played well on defense, but Slaughter's had time to throw and not been able to connect with his receivers. So the punt is incoming. from Marquette King. Returnable from the 15-yard line. Up the left sideline, steps out of bounds around the 24-yard line. And that's where the Brahmas will take over with just over a minute left in the first half. So, showing some Renegades fans in the crowd, but not much for them to cheer about at all in this game so far. Not being able to do anything on offense. Scored no points. Gave up the fumble. So it's first and 10 for the Brahmas. Empty backfields. For Benkert, fires one in. Back shoulder pass falls incomplete. Looking for Vasher down the left sideline. That sets up second and 10. So again, empty backfield again for Kurt Benkert. Low snap. Has to dive on the ball. Ball was on the ground for a while. Eventually, Benkert got on it. Managed to lose 7 yards on that.
This is just terrible.
So that sets up a 3rd and 16 now. Again, empty backfield for Benkert. Interesting that the Renegades have chosen not to use a timeout and let the clock go. It's the Brahmas that actually take a timeout with 18 seconds left in the first half. This shows you the Renegades' belief in their offense that they didn't time out when there was still over 30 seconds left. And they have 2 timeouts. The Brahmas are 3rd and 16, fairly deep in their own territory. And the Renegades opt to not take a timeout and get the ball back before half time. So it's 3rd and 16. Trips right formation from the shotgun for Benkert. Snap back to him. It's a handoff on the draw. Breaks 1 tackle, but is then taken down by 3 defenders after gaining 2 yards. That sets up 4th down. And the Renegades do now opt to take a timeout with just 12 seconds left on the clock. They could have saved themselves at least 15, perhaps 20 seconds of the Renegades if they take a timeout on the play before that. There you go. There's 13 seconds left now. They've put another second on. So 4th and 14. It will be a punt from the Brahmas. And the punt's up. And he bobbles it again. Tries to make a move. But it's brought down around the 25, 26-yard line. And I think that will about do us for the end of the first half. So a half-time in this one. The Brahmas lead 9-0. Brahmas scored a field goal earlier on in this game. And then forced a fumble of Drew Plitt, scooped it up for 35 yards out and returned it for the touchdown to make it 9-0. Failed 2-point conversion, left it at 9 points. The Renegades, in my memory, only have 1 first down in this first half. And had both teams have also played both of their quarterbacks. They can't seem to decide who they want to go with because they keep switching them in and out. Not much offense at all to talk about. Very similar to last week's 12-10. Hopefully, the second half, we get a bit more offense and a few more points on the board. It's a big game for both teams. The Brahmas win this one. The door is open for them to take that second spot by the end of this season and make it through to the semi-finals. However, if the Renegades come back and win this one, they're pretty much securing that second spot in the division. It'll be very difficult for the Brahmas to come back after that. So just going to take a short break. And we're back for the second half in around 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see you then. So we're back for the second half of the Renegades and Brahmas. The Renegades are 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. It's a handout off to the right. A good hard run, but there is a flag. Looked to have gained around 8 yards, but there is a flag. Could be holding. Oh, it's a face mask actually against the Brahmas, so that's going to add another 15 yards on. So a good start for the Renegades. Yeah, clear face mask. It's going to put them up around halfway. So it's shotgun formation now. Hand off up the middle. He finds a gap. Keeps his legs going. It's a first down and more. Still going. 13-yard run. All the way down to the 40-yard line of the Brahmas. So a good offensive start for the Renegades. Anything's better than the first half performance. But good hard running from Smith. It's heavy formation for the Renegades. It looks like the quarterback's gone the wrong way.
Whoa.
And then gets absolutely laid out. He turned to his left and the running back stood there going, "Where are you going?" And then he got absolutely laid out, Drew Plitt. So a big hit on Drew Plitt after he went the wrong way on the handoff. It's 2nd and 15 now. Snap back to Plitt. Here's a handoff on the sweep. Good hard running again from Smith. Managed to gain about 9 yards. He's going to set up around a 3rd and 6 for the Renegades. So trips right formation out the shotgun for Plitt. Down at the 35-yard line of the Brahmas. Snap back to him. He's looking to pass. Fires over the middle. It's behind the intended receiver. It's now a decision to make. It's 4th and 6 from the 35-yard line. Surely they're going to go for it from here. Be a really long field goal attempt. You can't miss a punt. I think you've got to go for it. They're going to attempt a field goal. It's going to be a long one. Russolino's 7 for 8 so far, but this is definitely the longest he's attempted. It's a 53-yard field goal from the left hash. It's good down the middle. A great kick straight down the middle. Plenty of leg on it. And the Renegades are on the board. Right to have confidence in the kicker there. Perfect kick straight down the middle. Plenty of leg. And finally, the Renegades score some points. So just under 12 minutes left in the third quarter. Brahmas leading this one 9-3. The difference being that fumble 6 on defense. But we'll see which quarterback comes out for the Brahmas to start the second half. Russolino's kick is up. Returnable from around the 13-yard line, so around the 8-yard line. Tackle down at the 20. And that's where the Brahmas will start their first drive of the second half. Hi, Eric. Nice you to join us. Hope you're well. The game's not great, to be honest. Not a lot of offense at all. Not great. First and 10. Snap back to Benkert. It's a handoff. Fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more is going to set up 2nd and 10. Yes, Andy said no offense whatsoever. The touchdown that we've had in this game was a forced fumble on Drew Plitt and scooped up from 35 yards out for the score. Apart from that, not a lot to talk about. Renegades had 1 first down in the whole first half. So 2nd down. Benkert throws downfield. It's intercepted by the Renegades in a real opportunity now to level this game up. Benkert under pressure, stepped forward, still tried to get the pass off. He did, but it went into the waiting arms of the Renegades linebacker. And the Renegades are set up in prime position now to tie this up if they can get into the end zone. Just couldn't get enough on it, Benkert, on the throw. And that could well end Benkert this afternoon. So first down, it's Plitt in. It's a play-action pass. Completed and gains around 15 yards on first down. And
Smith is the only one who's put in it.
And it was to the running back, Smith. So 1st and 10 for the Renegades. At the 16-yard line of the Brahmas, so into the red zone. It's a handoff up the middle. Managed to gain about 2 yards on the ground, Smith. Renegades score 42 out of 72 of their total points off of turnovers. It shows you they haven't been able to conjure drives up otherwise, really. So 2nd and 8. Clock ticking under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. It's an empty backfield now for Plitt. And it's a false start, though. That's going to put them 5 yards further back. Set them up at 2nd and 13. So it's an empty backfield for Plitt. 2nd and 13 from the 19-yard line of the Brahmas. Snap back to him. Time to throw now. Scrambles out forward, sets off running, still going before being dragged down after a 3-yard gain. It's going to set up 3rd and 10. Obviously had nothing downfield, didn't attempt to make the throw.
Adams just called a touchdown.
3rd and 10. Snap back to Plitt. Looking end zone to the left-hand side. Oh, what a catch! What a catch from the receiver! We haven't had much offense in this game, and there's been a lot of drops as well, but what a diving catch from the receiver of the Renegades there. Reaching back, it was fired in from Drew Plitt. But that is a Renegades touchdown, and they just tied this game up. I've seen a replay of that. Drew Plitt fires it in, reaching behind the defender, going backwards. He must have lost sight of it for a second as well. Behind the defender. What a catch. Could be catch of the season in the XFL so far. And that ties the game up at 9 each. Need Eric to stay on. Eric, if you're still here, stay on. You're bringing us points. It's a handoff to Smith on the 1 point attempt. And it doesn't look like he's made it, so we're tied at 9. Finally, a bit of life, and what a catch on the touchdown. It's better every time you see that. Reaching backwards over the defender on the dive. Great catch. I'm not missing anything. So, well, hopefully you got an opportunity to see that, Eric, because by far the best thing that's happened in this game so far. As I said, potentially the best catch of the XFL season so far. A brilliant catch for the touchdown. So at friend's house, hopefully it gets better. Well, hopefully that sparks the game now, where the Brahmas were 9-0 up. All of a sudden, it's been tied at 9 each now. The Renegades right back in it. Thank you very much for your kind words as always, Eric. Have a great rest of the night if you around at your friends. Yeah, I agree. I agree with the whole refereeing. I think a lot of people are saying, I was looking on Twitter earlier, a lot of people are saying about the referees being better. I don't necessarily know whether the referees are better in the XFL, but it's because they know that they're being mic'd up and the conversations that are happening. I think that makes them have to really consider the decisions that they're making. So maybe they do tend to let the players play a little bit more rather than calling those ticky-tacky flags and fouls that you see in the NFL a lot. So, but it benefits the game, and that's what we hope to see, obviously, in the NFL in the future, hopefully. So I'd also say I like the kickoff idea. I believe the extra points, all of the above options would be good. Yeah, I like the kickoff idea. I mean, it should set up some good. We haven't had a kickoff return for a touchdown yet. The Battlehawks have been very close a couple of times. We haven't had a kickoff return for the touchdown yet. I'm not sure they're bringing the extra points rule. And I really don't think they'll bring in the 4th and 15 rule to take out the onside kick. Because I think some teams will just completely exploit that on the 4th and 15. And it's way, way easier. The chance of converting a 4th and 15 is obviously 100 times easier than converting an onside kick from a standing start. So I can't ever see them bringing in the 4th and 15. So just over 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. The game's sort of come to life now. The Renegades ready to kick it off back to the Brahmas. And the kick is up. Return to around the 33 or 34 yard line. Looks like the ball might be out. The Renegades say they have the ball. And what a turn of events this would be if the Renegades had forced the fumble and recovered it. Referee's just in discussion.
You go to the booth.
Dean Blandino in the booth having a look at it. I think they're saying the runner was down by contact. They have. So it will be Brahmas' ball. So they are reviewing. So they are going to review the play again. So after originally saying that the ball had, the player was down by contact, they are going to have another look at it. It is close. I don't know if you've got enough evidence to overturn it. Obviously, in the XFL, they haven't got as many camera angles as you would have in the NFL. Very difficult to see where the ball comes out. Yeah, I think they had to go with the original decision of the runner being down. Not enough evidence. So that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Brahmas. Just with 8.5 minutes left. They're on their own 33-yard line. Juwan pass back in at quarterback. It's a handoff up the middle. Gains a yard. Wouldn't be surprised to see Juwan pass play out the rest of the game unless he makes a big mistake.
See pass.
Yeah, I know, it's annoying. So out the shotgun, trips right formation again for the Brahmas. It's now an empty backfield. Running back motions out. Fired on out to the screen. A badly thrown ball puts the receiver in a real bind. Trying to set up the screen, but the pass was thrown behind the receiver. So once he caught it, the defense had broken through the blockers out at receiver. And he had nowhere to go. A terribly thrown ball as well. The ball was sort of flipping end on end. And now it's 3rd and 17. And from the Brahmas dominating this game at 9-0, and the Renegades not being able to do anything on offense, it's now 9 each. 3rd and 18 from their own 25-yard line for the Brahmas. Pass throws it into the ground.
Jesus.
Oh, dear.
Nobody left.
Dear me.
Run out of quarterbacks.
So,
You got a QB5.
Obviously, the Brahmas without Jack Cohen and Sinnott. Ryan Sinnott today as well. I've had to go to Juwan Pass and Kurt Benkert. Benkert stole the interception, which led to a touchdown for the Renegades. Juwan Pass hasn't really been able to complete a pass in this game. So the punt is up. It's returnable for the 20-yard line. Good tackle, one-on-one. It's Slaughter coming out at quarterback. So the Renegades are going to switch it up anyway, even though Plitt scored the touchdown on the last drive. They still decide to change it up again anyway. But it's got to be concerning for the Brahmas. In control of the game, 9-0 up. Renegades doing nothing whatsoever on offense. After a few mistakes, The Renegades tie the game up, and it doesn't look like the Brahmas can do anything on offense now. I mean, look, from this point of view, I can only see a Renegades win now. Like the momentum is completely with them now. I can't see them scoring too many more points in this game. I think it's going to be a tight finish. I mean, this game could quite easily finish 12-9 off of a field goal win for the Renegades. It's hard to see the Brahmas being able to move the ball up the field. But they've got a decision to make. Benkert threw the interception, so they put Juwan passing. But the passes he's attempted have not been great. So we'll find out who comes out quarterback for the Brahmas on their next drive. But it is going to be the Renegades who have the ball now. In what is a big game in that XFL South division. In a battle, really, for the second spot in that division as well, and a chance to get through to the semi-finals at the end of this season. Now, this is game 6. There's only 10 games of the season, so only 4 remaining after this one. The Brahmas, if they were to pull off the win here, they have got games remaining against the Vipers and against the Guardians as well. They do have to play the DC Defenders and Roughnecks, which you can't see them coming out winning that one, but they could finish a potential 4-6. Same with the Renegades, but if the Renegades win today at 4-2, even if they were to lose the rest of the games after that, they would still finish above the Brahmas. So Brahmas have to throw everything that they possibly can at this game to win it. So it is Slaughter that's in at quarterback. He's 4 for 9 for 14 yards in this game so far, whereas Duplit's 5 for 7 and a touchdown. But there you go. So he's under centre for this one. 1st and 10 from their own 18. It's a handoff. Great tackle. Loses 3 or 4 yards on that first down run. It's been all about defence in this game, really. So 2nd and 14 now for the Renegades. From the shotgun. And here's another handoff, delayed handoff up the middle, but breaks through this time. A good run. Almost gets the first down. Looks like he's gained 12 yards, Brown, on that carry. He's going to set up 3rd and short. There's around 5.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So it's 3rd and 2 from their own 26-yard line. It's a play-action pass, lofted out to receive. It's complete for the first down and a bit more. Gains 5 yards. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Renegades. I say you feel that the momentum is with that Arlington team now in this game. So 1st and 10, empty backfield, a strange formation. And they throw it out. Strange formation, they had trips left with another player lined up behind that wall of 3. They just had one receiver lined up to the right-hand side, and they threw it to the right-hand side where the receiver was tackled down after 1 yard. So it's like they were completely outthinking themselves there, the Renegades. Rather than throw it to the receiver that had a wall of 3, threw it to the other side. But it's 2nd and 9 now. Play action pass for Slotis. Oh, and he's hit down hard to the ground on the sack.
Terrible.
Faked the handoff, stood in there, waited a little bit too long and got hammered down to the ground.
Rubbish quarterback.
Great form tackle. Hit hard. Did well to hold on to the ball as well. Easily lost 4 yards on that play. It's going to set up 3rd and long. So 3rd and 14 now for the Renegades. Can the Brahmas force a turnover? Snap back to Slaughter. Time to throw. There is a flag. It is complete. Tackle down after gaining around 7 yards on that. We'll see what the flag is. So it's legal formation. And the Brahmas opt to accept the penalty and send them 5 yards further back rather than decline. It would have been 4th and 6 or 4th and 7. Had they declined the penalty, they didn't. So they do actually give the Renegades a long shot opportunity to convert what would be a 3rd and 19. But it is an opportunity. Surely the Renegades would have punted at 4th and 6 from inside their own half, but there you go. Snap back to Slaughter. It's actually a handoff on the draw up the middle. A decent run. Well, another flag. Looked like he did gain around 10 to 12 yards, but there is another flag now. So it's holding, another 10 yards. And they do again enforce the penalty. That's going to set up 3rd and 29 now for the Renegades, who are going backwards. What would really spark this Brahmas team now if they could force a turnover, an interception, fumble, and get the ball in scoring range. So now 3rd and 29 from their own 18-yard line for the Renegades. And it's a quick fire pass out to the receiver that's dropped.
What was he going to do from there anyway?
Sets up a 4th and 29. It's going to be a punt now. So the Brahmas should get the ball in decent starting field position. And I imagine that we'll see Drew Plitt come out at quarterback for the Renegades on their next possession. So 4th and 29. Renegades lined up to punt. The punt is up. Returnable from their own 29-yard line. Up the left sideline. A decent return. A good starting field position for the Brahmas, but what can they do? Who's going to come out at quarterback for the Brahmas? Is it going to be Juwan Pass or is it going to be Ben Kurtz?
Some other random.
Oh, they're just going to run Wildcat, who knows? It is Juwan Pass, who hasn't been able to pass very well in this game so far. Trips right formation from the shotgun. They're on their own 40-yard line. He's looking to pass down the left sideline. It's over the heads of his intended receiver and out of bounds. Looking for Vasher down the left sideline. That's going to be 2nd and 10. If these teams keep on playing the offense that they're playing, Andy could get his overtime here we could end up with a 9-9 finish and overtime. Second, something to look forward to, something to hold on to in this game.
Great.
It's a handoff up the middle for 6 yards. It's going to set up around a 3rd and 4 for the Brahmas. Yeah, well, at least we get to see overtime. We'll see neither of them be able to score from 3 attempts from 5 yards out.
This goes on. And
This
on.
goes on and on, yeah. Sudden death. Sudden death of boredom as neither of them can score.
It's overtime. In overtime, you're allowed to throw an interception and they just run forward.
I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully we can find out. Well, I don't know, actually. So it's 3rd and 4 for the Brahmas. Empty backfield for pass. Time to throw. Looks deep down the left and completely overthrows Vasher again.
How do these people get the job?
Heinz Ward looking visibly frustrated on the sideline. And it's going to be another punt. There must have been other QB options than the 2 quarterbacks that the Brahmas have picked up this week.
Maybe they'll sign Aaron Rodgers.
And the punt is up. Returnable from the 9. And he's tackled down around the 15-yard line. And that is going to actually be the end of the 3rd quarter as well. I'm pretty sure we'll see Drew Plitt rather than Kyle Sloter coming out. Quarterback the Renegades as we start the 4th quarter. So we've got a tie ball game, 9 each. Not a lot of offense to talk about, really. I say you could quite easily, unless there's a turnover that goes for a touchdown or something like that, or sets up a field goal, you can't see many more offensive points of this because quite easily finish 9-9 this game and go to overtime. But we'll see. 1 quarter left to play in this game. Hi, football. Thank you very much for joining us. Let us know who your XFL team is. Is it one of the 2 teams playing now or perhaps one of the other 6? Let us know. But thank you very much for coming and joining us. Let us know your opinions on the XFL. So if you are just joining us, you are watching the NFL UK Ops Live play-by-play reaction stream of the Arlington Renegades and the San Antonio Brahmas in week 6 of the XFL. Let us know where you're watching today's game and who your XFL team is, of course. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, please, so you don't miss out on any of our XFL or NFL content. All our live streams that we do weekly. Helps out along the way. The channel has been going since September of last year. And pushing on towards our 2,000 subscribers. And so thank you to everybody else that has already subscribed and supported us from the beginning. So please come and join the NFL UK Ops community. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any time we put content out there or go live. And make sure you watch our latest video released today, focusing on, of course, the XFL. We have a mid-season review of each of the 8 teams and give our predictions on which of those 8 teams makes it through to the playoffs and onto the championship game in May. So make sure you check that out on the channel. The link to that video is also in the chat as well. So just here in the chat, make sure you click on that video, check it out, and leave your comments on whether you think that we've got it right or you've got a different opinion of which teams makes it through to the championship game. So as we go into the fourth quarter, it's going to be the Renegades that have the ball. So the Brahmas offense, the last first down, was 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Oh dear, that says a lot about this game. So the Renegades had 1 first down in the entire first half, and the Brahmas haven't had a first down since 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. That's what we're watching right now. Riveting stuff. Here we go. So first down, it is a carry from Brown.
No audio at all. Leave it on that, it's fine.
It is Slaughter that's still out at quarterback. I was surprised. Plitt is definitely, apart from the fumble that cost them 6 points, Plitt has outplayed Slaughter so far, but it is Slaughter out there. 2nd and 7 now from their own 19. It's another handoff. Gets close to the first down. Looks like it's half a yard short. It's going to be 3rd and inches for the Renegades.
Slaughter put any points on the board.
So 3rd and inches. Can the Renegades convert for their own 25-yard line? It's a heavy formation. There's a handoff up the middle. Finds a gap. Engaged 3 yards, and it's going to be it will be a first down for the Renegades.
The 5 the Browns got proper stomped.
So I said I started with Orlando. Ooh, yeah. Now Battlehawks or Sea Dragons are my likes, yeah. I would have switched as well. So I went with the Battlehawks originally. I'm happy with that choice. But the Sea Dragons look good. Can't wait till the Battlehawks play the Sea Dragons again. Should be a great game in week 9. So it's a handoff on 1st and 10. Gains around 2 yards for the Renegades. Clock's under 13 minutes left now in the game. Got to believe that the next points scored could be the winning points with how this game has gone. I think both teams are going to play it safe and try not to make a mistake rather than trying to be aggressive and score points. It's 2nd and 8. Snap back to Slaughter. It's another handoff straight up the middle that goes absolutely nowhere. Runs straight into the brick wall of the Brahmas defensive line. So that sets up a 3rd and 8 for the Renegades now. Just under 12 minutes left in this game. Spread formation from the shotgun. 3rd and 8 from their own 31-yard line. Snap back to Slaughter. Time to throw him. I think he gets tipped at the line. He seemed to wobble out. Slaughter, I think he's saying his face mask was hit. Let's have a look. Oh, he does get... Oh, he does. I think that if the head coach has not used a challenge, which he hasn't, he's got to challenge that. That's 15-yard penalty.
He needs it as well for it like that.
And the thing about the XFL, you can challenge any play. So sure he's going to challenge it. It's not challenged. He's not challenged it. And the punt goes up. It bounces at 25 and returnable from the 20. And the returner falls down at the 25-yard line. How has he not challenged that play? You can challenge, as a head coach, you can challenge any ruling. And it was Slaughter clearly got whacked in the face mask after the play. It would have been a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Renegades, but they didn't challenge it. And we've still got a 9-9 scoreline. And we'll see who comes out for quarterback duties this time for the Brahmas. Juwan pass. I'm pretty sure I've not completed many passes in this game. And then Kurt Benkert, who had the costly interception to start the second half, which the Renegades took full advantage of on offense to score the touchdown to tie this game up. We just go back to the fact that the Brahmas have not had a first down in this game since 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. That's the sort of offensive standard we've had in this game so far. Not brilliant at all. So you look at the Houston Roughnecks and you think they're walking easy street in the XFL South Division. Obviously, the Orlando Guardians, complete basement boys, that could quite easily go 0-10 this season. And then the Brahmas, who looked like they had potential at the start of the season as a running team, but seemed to have been found out. And then the quarterback play hasn't been there. Hasn't helped today, of course, with Jack Cohn and Sinnott being out. I've had to bring in Juwan Pass and Kurt Benkert to quarterback today. And then the Renegades, who have struggled to get anything going on offense all season, really, has left it for Houston just to basically walk that division and into the semi-finals. We'll see what the Brahmas can do on this next possession. See who comes out at quarterback this time. In my opinion, I think you have to go back to Benkert.
Thanks, Ward.
Juwan Pass has not been able to connect with his receivers at all in this game. I think you've got to go to Benkert. Yes, he had the interception. But I think you've got to go to Benkert. Let's see. And they have gone back to Benkert. I think that's the right decision. It's a pass play. A lofted pass downfield. And the receiver falling. It's incomplete, but there is a flag. Looks like it could be pass interference, which would be a huge play. It is. A huge play for the Brahmas. A lot of grabbing. And that's going to put the Brahmas all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Renegades. And very close, if not already, in field goal range. So real opportunity now for San Antonio. Spread formation. They tend to like to do this, then hand the ball off. We'll see if they do on this occasion. They're down to the 34-yard line of the Renegades. And it is a handoff. Managed to gain around 2 yards off of that.
I'd be annoyed if I was a wide receiver. Keep doing runs and routes.
You feel like the Brahmas is going to try and play this fairly safe. Just try and squeeze just about into field goal range so they can take the lead. It is another handoff up the middle. A better run this time. Looks to have gained around 4 yards. Going to set up a 3rd and 2. We're under 10 minutes left in the game. Empty backfield for Benkert. Be a pass place. Loftus pass down the right sideline. There's a lot of grabbing. But the referees are going to let them play. It's going to be 4th and 2. The ball falls incomplete. It's going to be a decent length for a field goal from here. So it's going to be a field goal attempt for the Brahmas. I think the Brahmas might be challenging the pass interference. So the Brahmas challenging the ruling on the field. They believe it was pass interference. If it was pass interference as well, or holding, it would be a first down automatic for the Brahmas. Let's see what Blandino thinks. Tough one to call. I think the ball's perhaps too far out in front. I don't think I'd give it myself. It's a big decision to make this because this is essentially giving the Brahmas points. Yeah, so unsuccessful. Not pass interference. That's what I thought. I don't think there was enough in it. I thought the ball was way out in front. There's a bit of grabbing, but you see that's on a lot of plays. So it's going to be a field goal attempt. And the kick is up. It looks good. It is. And the Brahmas do take the lead 12-9. Helped out, of course, on that drive by the pass interference call that they did get. That gave them opportunity to kick a field goal and take the lead. So, can the Renegades come back and answer back to either tie this game up or potentially take the lead? Or are they also potentially the final points that we see in this game? There's a real possibility they could be. Brahmas could quite easily win this 12-9. When we were score predicting earlier, it's got to be said that I think Adam's going to be the closest in terms of scoreline. Adam had an 18-12 scoreline to the Renegades, which could definitely still happen. But for me, the Renegades have to send out Drew Plitt rather than Kyle Slaughter on this next drive. Plitt 5 for 7, 54 yards and a touchdown, whereas Slaughter has only completed 4 passes in the game and had more opportunities as well.
$22 a ticket.
Bad. So the Brahmas are going to be getting ready to kick the ball back off to the Renegades. With the Renegades hoping to go down the field and at least have the opportunity to kick a field goal and tie this game up, or potentially take the lead. The Brahmas definitely need the win in this one more than the Renegades. If they were to lose the Brahmas, then it pretty much ends their season chances of getting through to the semi-finals, of course. It's just advertised on TV at the moment that big game tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, between the Roughnecks and the Defenders, the undefeated Defenders. I thought that it was going to be the game where we had two undefeated teams playing off against each other, but the Seattle Sea Dragons had other ideas, knocking off the Roughnecks last week, which should be a great game tomorrow. So the kick is up, returnable from the 10-yard line for the Renegades. Reverses field up the right sideline, makes a couple of players miss, spins, goes down at the 31-yard line. So a good return. So it's 1st and 10 for the Renegades. Just over 8.5 minutes left in the game as well. Heavy formation. It's a play-action pass. It is Drew Plittin. Throws the ball. Completed. Good move to stay in bounds by Smith. Gains an extra yard or two for the 5-yard completion. So sets up a 2nd and 5 for the Renegades. It's got to be said that Drew Plittin looked much more steady in at quarterback. So 2nd and 5. And the flags start flying. Looks like it could be a false start against the Renegades. It's going to push them 5 yards further back. So that 5-yard gain they had on 1st down has just been completely negated again. So that sets up a 2nd and 10. Spread formation out the shotgun for Drew Plitt. Snap back to him, looking to pass. Under pressure, starts setting off running, taken down a yard behind the line of scrimmage, and there is a flag as well. There's legal formation against the Renegades as well. But there's a face mask against the Brahmas, so they're offsetting penalties and they'll replay the down. So still 2nd and 10 now for the Renegades from their own 31-yard line. 3 points down. It's a handoff up the middle. Gets good blocking. Keeps his legs going, Brown. And it's a 1st down run. Gains 11 yards on the ground. Seemed to open up for him. Was able to keep his legs going down for the 1st down as well. So 1st and 10 for the Renegades, who are on their own 42-yard line now. Snap back to play. He's looking to pass. Time to pass as well. Lost it deep down the field. He's got a receiver and he's caught down at the 10-yard line. Finally, a deep pass completed to a receiver. Wide open to the receiver, Peyton. Had plenty, that's the difference. He had plenty of time to pass. Moved the defender with his body movement and found the receiver, Peyton, all the way down to the 10-yard line of the Brahmas. And the Renegades have a real opportunity to at least tie this game. But now they've got this far, will want to put another touchdown on the board to take the lead.
Best for the defense.
So it's 1st and 10. Starts from the 11-yard line. It's a toss play left. Looking for blocking. Doesn't find any. They lose the yards. Good from the defense there. So that says second down. It's out of the shotgun. There's another flag. Looks like a false start. They do like to hurt themselves, the Renegades, on offense. Been a fair amount of penalties against them. False starts. Illegal formation. So it's for 2nd and 16 now. And they're now back at the 17-yard line of the Brahmas. It's a handoff to Brown, going absolutely nowhere. Barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage before being driven down by the Brahmas defensive line. And the clock is ticking just under 5 minutes now. It's going to be 3rd and long. And you imagine that the Renegades are going to play it safe here to kick the field goal. Or attempt to kick the field goal to tie this game up. But we will see. I won't be surprised to see a run play here. It's a 3rd and 17 now. It's going to be a pass. Looking towards the end zone. And is that... Oh, is it caught for the touchdown? Or is it intercepted? Or is it incomplete? I'm assuming it's incomplete. Looking... look like it's going to be an interception. It looked like it's going to be an interception from the defender. The ball bobbles out and then almost gets grabbed from the receiver behind, but hits the ground. 4th and 17. It's going to be Russolino out to attempt the field goal to tie this game up. Oh, and he's missed it. Oh, Russolino, who kicked a 53-yarder earlier in the game, has just missed a 36-yarder. Wide right by a decent margin as well. And the Brahmas hold on to the lead and take over from that spot. Oh dear. From the right hash, misses the right post.
Terrible.
And now the Brahmas, with just under 4 minutes left, have an opportunity to run some time off the clock. However, as we've said before, they haven't had a first down from their own making since the first quarter. But he's a handoff here, though. It looks like it's more than the first down from the 40, the 50. And slides down to stay in bounds. I mean, there's still plenty of time left on the clock. But Patrick, a huge run.
Well played.
found the gap and takes the ball into Renegades territory. And that pulls his average up running, that's for sure. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Brahmas. They're on the 42-yard line of the Renegades. There's a handoff again up the middle to Patrick. Gains 5 or 6 yards up the middle. That sets up a 2nd and 5. Brahma's got a real opportunity now to end this game. 2nd and 5 from the 37-yard line of the Renegades. Snap back to Benke. It's a handoff again to Patrick, who's patient before barreling forward for the 1st down again. And that is going to take some time off the clock now. This could take us down to the 2-minute warning if the Renegades choose to not take a timeout.
Now I'd call the timeout.
So can the Brahmas finish this game off? They lead 12-9, an opportunity to improve to 2-4 on the season and slip the Arlington Renegades down to 3-3. Of course, both in the South Division of the XFL and really battling it out for 2nd position. The Guardians, of course, are ruled out. So it's 1st and 10 for the Brahmas. Fired out to the receiver. Managed to gain a yard, maybe 2.
They're Mac players, aren't they?
And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. The Brahmas leading by 3 points. The Renegades have 2 timeouts remaining. They need to force a stop and a field goal attempt. Or a turnover, of course, would be even better for them. And they would have to go down the field to score a touchdown to tie it and give themselves an opportunity to win it off the extra points. So I want to say thank you to everybody that has joined us for today's live stream. Had a few issues early on in the streams. Thank you for bearing with us with that as well. We appreciate you coming along. Not being obviously the most exciting of games, this one. Just like, unfortunately, it seems to have followed suit from last week's 12-10 victory for the Renegades. But thank you very much for joining us. Special shout out to Adam in the chat as well. He's been along to quite a lot of the XFL games that we've done. So thank you very much, Adam, for joining us. We will be back next week. Let's have a look and see, have a look at the schedule. Oh, perfect. We've got the Battlehawks at the Roughnecks next week on Sunday at 7 o'clock our time, 2 p.m. kickoff Eastern time. So that looks a good game for us to do next week. The Battlehawks at the Houston Roughnecks should be a good one. So that'll be next Sunday. So hopefully you can join us for that game. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our XFL or NFL content. We'll be ramping up more content over the next few weeks in both the XFL and, of course, the NFL as we head towards the draft at the end of April. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of that content when it does go live. And of course, our live streams, which we'll be doing weekly. Our next game being that game between the Battlehawks and the Houston Roughnecks next Sunday in week 7 of the XFL. Because to be fair, looking at the fixtures for next week, that is definitely the game of the week. You've got the Sea Dragons at the Renegades. You'd expect the Sea Dragons to win that one. The Brahmas at the Vipers could be a close game. Then you've got the DC Defenders at the Guardians. You expect the DC Defenders to win that comfortably. Okay, 2nd and 8. There's a flag for a false start against the Brahmas. What you can say about these two teams, they will give each other an opportunity to come back in this game. So at 2 minutes, still 2 minutes left in this game. 2nd and 13.
Adam could still be winning the score prediction.
It's a handoff to Patrick, gains 3 yards on the ground. With a quick timeout from the Renegades. It's going to be 3rd and long. Cheers, Adam. We appreciate you always coming along to our XFL. Who's your NFL team, Adam? I can't remember. Do you know? Do you remember? Let us know, Adam. Just remind us who your NFL team is as well.
He's from Carolina.
That's the Panthers. Yeah, if you can come and join us, please do next Sunday. Should be a cracking game, that one. USFL, we're not going to do the USFL this season. We've decided. Don't want to give ourselves too much too early with us just starting out for this September, just gone. We focus on the NFL. Obviously, give the XFL a try, which we've really enjoyed doing. Then we're going to go back onto the NFL with the draft, and obviously with the XFL on its way to the championship game.
We might still watch the USFL, and you can follow us on Twitter. Check us on Twitter about it, can't you?
Yeah, obviously we will obviously keep an eye on the USFL and see how that does go. Just make sure you are also following us on Twitter as well at NFL UK Ops. But it might be something we take up next season if it's possible. If both of the USFL and XFL do prove to be successful. I mean, we're hoping the XFL after this season, with how it's gone, is going to be kept around. Gives us something extra to continue and look forward to after the NFL season comes to an end. So here we go. So we've got a field goal attempt coming for Parker Romo. 46-yard field goal attempt. Looks like it's straight down the middle. Another great kick from Romo. Takes the score up to 15-9, meaning the Renegades would have to score a touchdown to tie it and potentially the extra points to win it. So the Vikings. You have to let us know what you think the Vikings' chances are for next season. Obviously, you feel like they had an opportunity this year, even though they never looked like a world-beating team, the Vikings. They won a lot of obviously close games. They won some comeback games. Won some games they probably shouldn't have won as well. Like against the Patriots, for example, last season on Thanksgiving. So it'd be interesting to see how they go on. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers should be out of that division. But the Bears look like they could be better. The Lions should be better. So it should be a hard-fought division, that one.
He's got Bills as a backup.
Our Bills Bills aren't a bad team to have as a backup, are they? So on the return, taken down around the 28-yard line for the Renegades. Just over 1.5 minutes left. Of course, the clock does stop. There was a flag, sorry. That could be a 10-yard penalty further back. So just over 1.5 minutes for the Renegades to go down the field, score a touchdown, and give themselves an opportunity to win the game off the extra points. The clock does stop, of course, when you do gain a first down until the ball is spotted and the whistle is blown by the referee. That's the NFC and AFC. NFC, you've got an NFC and an AFC side team. They're not two bad teams to have. So 1st and 10. It is Drew Plitt back in at quarterback. Takes off running. Managed to gain about half a yard. So 2nd and 9 now from their own 16. Spread formation. Snap back to Plitt. Looking to pass. Fires one in. He's got a receiver. It's caught to the 40. And taken down at the 42-yard line. This game isn't over. All possibilities still in play here. If the Renegades score a touchdown and don't get the extra points, we're going to overtime. Trips left formation from the shotgun. For Plitt. Looking to pass again. Oh, the ball gets hit and wobbles out of bounds. I don't know whether that was tipped or whether that would be ruled a fumble. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter because the ball went out of bounds. His arm was hit as it was coming forward. It would have been incomplete anyway. 53 seconds left. The Renegades have got no timeouts remaining. It's 2nd and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Snap back to Plitt. Lofts pass, it's a screen play. They've got blockers out in front. Makes a play a miss. And that's a 13-yard gain. But there is a flag. I don't know what that flag's against at the end there. If that's against the Renegades, that would be a killer after gaining 13 yards and a first down. But there's a flag after the play for some sort of personal foul. And it is... What a silly foul. And that hurts the Renegades after gaining the first down. I put some 15 yards further back. Snap back to Plitt. Under pressure, goes down on the sack, losing at least 5 yards on that play as well. And the play clock and game clock continue to run right around 30 seconds now. They have to get up to the line quick. It's 2nd and 16. Snap back to Plitt. Fires it in short to the receiver. A good game. Breaks a tackle, Smith. He's got the first down. Still going, Smith.
Well.
Extremely well. Gained over 20 yards. Looked like he was only going to gain about 10. Kept his legs going. There's 16 seconds left. Despite the ball, leave themselves 14 seconds, the Renegades. They have to get into the end zone to tie this game up. 14 seconds left. It's 2nd and 10. And they're just inside Brahmas territory. They need chunk plays. They need that clock to stop now. They've got no timeouts. They need the clock to stop. Snap back to Plitt. Fires one in. And fires it straight to the Brahmas defender for the interception. And the game-ending interception, of course, now. The Brahmas are going to come away winners. 15-9 in this game. Not sure where Plitt was looking with that pass there. He picked out a Brahmas linebacker. And that's pretty, well, that is game over. The Brahmas are going to advance to 2-4. The Arlington Renegades are going to slip to 3-3. And this division, this fight for second place in the division is still alive. So we all wanted the Brahmas to win earlier, wanted the underdog to do the job, and they have somehow done the job. They'll be hoping that they can get one of their preferred quarterback choices back for next week. But I do believe they are playing the Vipers, which should be a really good matchup, that one. The Vipers do tend to score points. They didn't yesterday against the Battlehawks, but they do usually tend to score points. But if the Brahmas can win that one, and the Renegades lose against the Sea Dragons, which you would expect, they'd have the same record. And there we go on the knee. And that is the win for the San Antonio Brahmas. The Brahmas win this game 15-9 in what has been a poor game, really. Not a lot of offense, decent defense. And you can't imagine that either of these two teams, whichever one of these two teams does finish second in the XFL South, you can't imagine either of these two teams beating the Houston Roughnecks. You just can't see it. You imagine it's going to be Houston Roughnecks in the final against either the DC Defenders, Battlehawks, or Sea Dragons, whichever comes out of those three. Not good enough to score enough points to win games, either of these two. But well done to the Brahmas. They've kept their chances alive of having opportunity to finish in second place. Again, thank you very much for everyone that has joined us on today's stream. We do appreciate it. And a special shout out to everybody that has also hit that subscribe button as well. And again, thank you very much to Adam that's joined us throughout. We appreciate your support, Adam. Hope we have a good week, and hopefully you can join us next Sunday for the Battlehawks and Roughnecks, which should be a cracking game. If you haven't already, please check out our latest video released today, where we have a mid-season review of each of the teams in the XFL and make our predictions on their final standings and which teams will make it through to the playoffs and the championship game. So make sure you check that out on our channel and leave your thoughts in the comments on that as well. So we'll leave you with that. So thank you again. Thank you for everyone that has joined us. We do appreciate you. And we'll see you either in the next video or next week's live stream of the Battlehawks and the Houston Roughnecks. See you next time.